story.
We briefly touched on Khatun before the break, but I feel like there's so much more to uncover.
You're absolutely right. Khatun wasn't just a fancy title, it really signified authority and
It
influence.
makes you think about what it must have been like to be a Khatun,
Yeah.
the wife of a Khan, a ruler who commanded armies, shaped the destinies of nations.
It wasn't just a ceremonial role.
No, definitely not.
These women were actively involved in the political decision making. They advised their husbands on matters of state. They even led armies in battle.
Whoa, hold on. So these Khatuns were out there on the battlefield?
In some cases, yes.
Wow, that really challenges our assumptions about gender roles in these societies.
It does, and it shows that women could wield considerable power.
The Wikipedia article specifically mentions the Khazar Empire, where Khatun was the primary title for the ruler's wife.
Yeah, it suggests that they held a significant amount of influence.
So Khatun wasn't limited to just the Mongols or the Turkic people.
Right, it was a title that had a wider reach.
Okay, but what about Khanum? We talked about how it could be used as a courtesy title like lady or madam,
Right.
but did it ever carry any real weight?
While Khanum was often a polite form of address, it could also indicate a woman of high status, especially if she was the wife of a powerful official.
So even though it wasn't always about direct political power, it still reflected a certain level of social standing.
Exactly. And as we discussed earlier, Khanum took on different meanings in different cultural contexts.
Right, like in Afghanistan, it evolved to mean miss.
Yeah, and in Iran, it became a respectful term similar to miss.
So the same word could have these very different meanings depending on where and when it was used.
It shows how language is constantly evolving.
Yeah, it's like Khanum went on its own little journey through time and across cultures.
It did picking up new meanings along the way.
And while we're talking about the evolution of Khan-related titles,
Hmm.
we should mention Khanzada.
Yes, it's an interesting one.
It might not be as well known as Khan or Khatun,
Right.
but it offers a glimpse into how titles could be used to denote lineage and inheritance.
It basically means son of a Khan.
Right, and it was used for princes in India.
Exactly.
So it's like this title that carries a sense of destiny with it, almost like you're marked out as a potential future leader from birth.
It highlights how titles can be more than just labels. They can be symbols of lineage carrying the weight of family history and expectations.
So after this deep dive into the world of Khan, what do you think is the big takeaway?
I think it's the adaptability of the word itself.
Yeah.
It's transitioned through all these different roles.
Right, from military leader to social status to honorary title to surname.
And even a reflection of female power with titles like Khatun.
It's amazing how one word could have such a diverse range of meanings.
It really is, and it shows how language is constantly evolving and adapting to the changing needs of different societies.
So for our listeners out there, the next time you come